what I saw Tucker do was not whitewash his ideas, but try to put bumpers up on the guy. I know Tucker well, and I think that was his approach. And the way, if you want to put a bumper up on Nick Fuentes, is it helpful to say, you're fucking vile, you're an anti-Semite?
Yes.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it
that
is.
doesn't put a...
Yes,
No,
is.
it isn't.
If I see somebody breach basic moral values by having on a Nazi, and in my own view, you can take your own view, in my own view, gloss the Nazi, then I'm going to speak out about that, and I'm going to point out that there is a long pattern of him ideologically laundering terrible ideas over the course of the last 2 years.
This controversy is a grower and a shower at the moment, but it will continue to grow.
Yeah, and the only question is it circumcised?
I think we know that. Nick Fuentes is not going anywhere. Megyn Kelly was like, I think Tucker's goal was to put bumpers around Fuentes and constrain him. That is not what happened in practice. Nick Fuentes has an audience, but Tucker has a bigger one, and Tucker introduced them to the most sanitized, sane, washed version of Nick Fuentes as you could find. And like, I see a lot of Fuentes clips, and it is not just dudes chanting Sig Heil on their way to the Unite the Right rally listening to this dude. He gets questions from his audience, and these kids will be like, me and all the dudes at my frat house at like name some SEC school listen to you. That is the audience, like men under 30. People talk a lot about Fuentes being a racist and an anti-Semite and a misogynist. He's also violent. There's another quote from his show. There's an occult element at the high levels of society, and specifically among Jews. When we take power, they need to be given the death penalty, straight up. They must be absolutely annihilated when we take power. This is God's country. This is Jesus' country. This is not the domain of atheists or devil worshippers or perfidious Jews. This is Christ's country. This was not said with a smile. He was not kidding. This was dead serious. It's like a violent Nazi.
I was really glad I watched the full Ben Shapiro conversation with Megyn Kelly, because Ben is like excellent in this conversation at kind of taking down Nick Fuentes and making a very like logical and methodical argument about why you don't like teach the controversy with someone like Nick Fuentes, right, and attack the danger that this idea poses. And the point that he makes is it's not only kind of dangerous to society, that he think it undermines the conservative movement, which is I'm glad he's making that argument. And Megyn tries her best to defend her friend Tucker Carlson with this idea of bumpers.